Well, just facial swelling, and it's just more positional how he was in?
No, it's forceps.
Okay.
It's the swelling.
They use forceps?
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Baby boy got some bruises.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah and today I'm going to share with you, finally, my birth experience and I guess my labor and delivery story. It's been very helpful for me when it comes to my whole healing process to share my experience, to talk to anyone who's willing to give me some sort of support by listening. And I guess that's why you could say that I'm here today sharing this experience with you on camera. So on January 16th, that is really where I started feeling what I thought were contractions, but they were not consistent. You have to wait for this specific pattern of contractions in order for you to be going into labor, right? First off, I was someone that dealt with SPD, which is, in short, very severe pelvic pain. I honestly felt like I could not walk sometimes. So I was already having issues with my pelvis, and I started having a difficult time with movement at 34 weeks. So from 34 weeks up until 41 weeks, your girl's struggling. But I think the pain I experienced during my pregnancy actually helped me with my contractions because I didn't even know I was having contractions. I want to say the feeling of what I think were my contractions was, it was lots of pressure in my vagina, lots of pressure in my bum too, almost like the sensation that you need to poo. And it was like almost like a pulling sensation. You almost feel like your baby's head is being pulled down your pelvis, but it's not actually happening. Along with a little bit of cramping. I speak to the on-call doctor and she says that it's probably best if I come in just to get checked.
Sarah's about, what is it, 1 to 2 centimeters dilated. We're just checking the baby's heart rate, keeping her fluid up.
The baby's heart rate is looking good. Everything's looking good again. It's nice to know that I'm dilated, but only 1 to 2 centimeters. And she said that my cervix is really thick, so it's not ready yet. I know active labor is from 4 to 10, so got a long way to go.
Yeah, so I went home. That was it. The next morning was my fetal assessment appointment. I think it's a fetal assessment ultrasound, I think is what it's called. This appointment is given to anyone who is about to get induced, and it's basically just to make sure that the baby's doing good. Make sure that your body is still providing the things it needs for your baby and that it's safe to wait until your induction date to deliver your baby. We're doing the ultrasound and the nurse, she's telling me that everything looks good except she wants the baby to have more movement, and there's this pocket of fluid that usually surrounds the baby, and she's not finding it. She actually ends up asking the doctor to come in and just try to see if he can find that pocket of fluid before she gives me the okay to go home. And so the doctor is having trouble too. He lets us know that Amari is just sleeping and that's why there's not that much movement. But he's having trouble finding the fluid that's surrounding the baby. He's like, I would love to send you home, but to be safe, I think it's actually best if we induce you today. I was like, dang it! Like, of course it would be the one day that I'm not prepared. I have been prepared for the past 4 weeks to deliver this baby. Okay? Every single day I made sure I had my DIY lash extensions on, my hair was straightened, everything was charged, everything was packed, ready to go. This was the only day everything else was thrown out the window. And of course it's the day that they admit us into the hospital to get induced, you know? That is where we start the vlog.
I don't even know what to say at this point. I feel like I've been on a roller coaster and everything has been so unexpected. I had very, very minimal plans. Have all my stuff with me. At least have my hair straightened because look at this. I look like a freaking brouhaha right now. And at least like my phone. I wanted my phone to be fully charged. I wanted to have a good meal before coming in. I wanted to at least feel prepared, and I feel like after our ultrasound appointment, it's just back to back moving us from a different room. What time is it right now?
6:48.
6:50 almost. And we're trying to see if I can get something to eat and if we can grab our stuff, but we don't know.
Alright. So Sarah's straightening her hair.
What's going on here?
She looks like the Grudge.
What are we right now? We are 5
We're 5 centimeters dilated. They put a hot air balloon.
hot air balloon. They
took out the balloon. And we are on a time crunch to get her hair straight. Thank you to Tristan and Catherine for letting us borrow it.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, you guys. I am in better spirits. Honestly, when you feel like you look good, you feel good. And I feel honestly 100 times better. I am not feeling any pain right now. They did not give me any medication. And I'm down for medication. I just don't think I need it. So we're just waiting. And they keep upping what they're putting in my IV every 30 minutes. I think she said she's adding more, and I still feel pretty good. But I'm getting contractions. I'm just not feeling them. I don't know why. I think I was just distracted from what we were doing, which was trying to make me feel good about my hair.
Alright. So this is Sarah in her gown. She's standing up. She's looking to get a ball. It's the baby's contractions, which is really good, they said.
Hey,
We got a ball.
you can kind of sway and rock side to side.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
I feel great. I'm wondering how dilated I am at this point.
Yeah.
Well, once you get back to bed, I can check you. We can see if your water broke.
Okay.
Sometimes, like, I'll be able to feel if there's membranes there, and then there might be a bit more fluid that comes out.
Okay. This is what Sarah's listening to. Got some lotion. Massaging her feet. She's resting.
It's currently 4:40. I've just been given Jello and some juice. And Martin is sleeping. I'm waiting for the nurse to get me some medicine for my nausea. My pain is still around like a 3 or 4 out of 10. It's not bad at all. But I do feel a little uncomfortable, but that's it. I'm just really tired. I feel like every time I try to sleep, something starts to like hurt. And right now it's been my back.
Sarah's got the ins and outs. She's putting out what we're putting in. Okay. Forgot to measure that last pee, but that's okay. Everything else is tickety-doo. So.
Right now it's about 12 o'clock.
And I got my first dose of pain medication.
She got some fentanyl and she's...
I just feel like the room's spinning, but instantly all the pain just washed, like my body just felt like it relaxed completely.
Yeah, that's what you need, I guess. Yeah. Just enjoy it.
And am I still at 38
Yes.
milliliters?
Yeah.
So the maximum they said is
40.
40. And
The issue right now is I am currently at 6 and we just want it to move further along. We talked about different options, but I don't know, we're going with the flow. If I end up needing a C-section, that's just what will have to happen. But she's trying to put me in different positions because baby's not happy in certain ones. He's being picky.
Yeah. We have changed Sarah's position. Baby is currently what, 6 centimeters. I got a peanut ball. Her hip, starting to feel a lot of it in her back, right?
It's a big contraction.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. I'll make sure not to get you guys.
It's all good. It's all good. Just get my good side.
Yeah, there you go. When the drug hits. When the drug hits.
It's instant relief.
Is it? That's probably so crazy to feel.
I can't deal with the back pain. It's just bad.
Yeah. The baby is progressing, but they don't think it's enough. Sarah's at the maximum of her medicine to help her with contractions. She's having a contraction right now. So they recommend that we do an epidural. Yeah.
At this point now, I am around 6 or 7 centimeters and I'm stuck there. I've already maxed out on the amount of Pitocin that they can give me. They were advising me to take the epidural. That way it will hopefully relax the lower half of my body and help me reach full dilation. Amari was showing lots of variables, and I think that's why they were in such a rush with making sure that I got the epidural earlier than later. The longer he was in there, he was just not very happy.
So last time I checked, Sarah's now 9 centimeters. It's been some time since then. So she's about to get checked just to see if she might be 10 centimeters. And if so, she'll start to push. It's pretty rough even with the epidural.
You're fully dilated. I don't feel there's no cervix left.
Okay.
So I can start pushing?
Do you feel like you want to push?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get it set up.
Let's go.
Okay? Well, she's having a strong urge to want to push. Baby's pretty low. Yeah. Okay.
Have to wait for somebody?
You know what? We don't have to wait. They had to do a crash C-section. So they are in the back right now. So your baby is pretty low. We can start pushing, or we could try and wait a little bit if you can. Or what do you feel like you really want to push, eh? Yeah.
Well, this is our first time. You don't know what.
Yeah. I feel we could do one. We could do one practice push, and then if you're moving your baby well, then we'll keep going. Okay? Yeah, you got this.
With your mind calm, excited, and centered on birthing your baby, you will use it to guide your breath to gently and effectively push your baby down and out. My breath is my baby's breath.
This is a marathon. Fucking marathon.
I am leading my baby and body in the direction that I want them to go.
Push it. Your body will know. It's you. It's your body. No one's doing it but you. It's all you.
I am fearless.
I did not include many clips of me pushing because out of all of the clips that I have from my labor and delivery, I feel like those clips are actually the ones that are the most difficult for me to watch and are very triggering for me, especially the audio. So I only have a very short clip, and that's all I'm really comfortable with having in this vlog. I noticed that the epidural wasn't really doing its job or doing what I expected it to for my body when I could still feel lots of pain when pushing. And my contractions were still very painful. From what I've seen, some women don't even feel their contractions anymore when they get the epidural. They told me to get the top up, rest for an hour, exactly an hour, and then after I'm done resting, whenever I felt like I was ready to start pushing again, to do so.
Push,
8,
push, push, push,
9,
push, push, push. Yes,
10.
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay.
Your knees hurting?
We have one more.
Yeah, make it
I
lower.
just feel like it doesn't. I can't get a good feeling of when I'm pushing.
Pushing, yeah.
This pitch.
So just
It's more better when your hands and knees, eh?
Yeah.
Do you know how long she's been pushing for?
She's been pushing 45 minutes now. Since I came here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When I was done my second round of pushing, I just remember feeling so defeated and so exhausted. And I was at a point of my exhaustion where I was just frustrated now. I was like, I need this baby out of me because it's not feeling good and I don't know how I can push for any longer than what I just did.
You want me to play video and music?
The doctor ended up telling me that the tilt of my pelvis was actually what was preventing the baby's head from progressing further down my pelvis. I don't even remember what they used to explain it, but it just was not going to work. And they were telling me that I could push for another couple hours just to see if it would work, but most likely if pushing didn't get me anywhere, that I would have to get a C-section anyways. And like I said, I was already at the peak of my exhaustion. I could not see myself pushing for another hour. I just wanted to sign the papers, get into surgery, and have Amari in my arms. That's really all I wanted in that moment. With all the research that I've done on C-sections and all the videos I've watched, it looks like a pretty comfortable process. I guess the only thing I was really worried about was the recovery process of the C-section. It wasn't something that I had prepped for, but like I said, I was the type of person that would just go with the flow, and this was where the flow was taking me. I was all for it. I was trusting these doctors and these nurses, and then like I was not worried at this point.
Okay. Okay. Okay, bye. I'll see you in a bit. See you guys. Watching, you know, the woman of your life and someone that you love go through this is life-changing, and life-changing in so many ways. I respect her, I love her, I'm in love with her a million times more. I want to take care of her. She and all women out there in this world are amazing. Sarah, I love you. You are crazy. I cry and you know how much I love you. It's hard, man. If you haven't watched your partner give birth, then you don't understand. So, I mean, I'm an emotional dude, but watching her go through this is rough. I just love you. I'm excited to see Amari.
I'm on the operating table. They have me lying in a T position, and I'm just trying to focus on everyone else in the room and all the conversations so that I'm out of my head and feeling anxious. And during this, the anesthesiologist, the one who gave me my top up, is joking around again, being like, where are the doctors? It's almost 12 a.m. I have somewhere to go. He was like joking, saying he was in a rush and just making light of the whole situation. I'm very anxious because I've never had major surgery before. And so in hopes to get reassurance, I ask out loud, how do you guys know I'm not going to feel anything? I was especially worried because the epidural hadn't worked well on me, and so I guess I just really wanted confirmation that I wasn't going to feel anything and that I was going to be absolutely numb during this procedure. And the anesthesiologist said, we're going to do a test on you before we start, and that was enough for me to just relax. As they're prepping me, I don't know how far along they are with prepping me, but all of a sudden I feel 3 sharp pokes, and the anesthesiologist is looking at me almost as if like waiting to see my reaction. I guess I was just in shock. I didn't really react to it. I was just like, what was that? And he's like, see, you didn't even feel anything. I'm like, I felt that, and I was like, I felt a little bit of pain, and he goes, oh, that's not pain, that's pressure, and hits himself in the forehead and is like laughing it off. And so I'm already speechless at this point, that I feel like I'm not being heard. Like the fact that I have to convince him that I'm feeling pain, I just felt defeated. I stopped trying to convince him because I just believed, okay, I'm not going to feel anything more. Like maybe that was just a one-time instance. They're still doing other prepping stuff, and one of the doctors says out loud, oh, she has a partner that needs to come in here, like we should call him in. And the anesthesiologist goes, nope, start without him. And that's when I felt the very first cut. I still don't have the words to describe that feeling. It was just complete shock that I was feeling this sensation of being cut open. And it was weird. It was like very surreal because, you know, you're in surgery and you're told that you shouldn't feel anything. And so feeling it and understanding, like, I feel this, I was convinced that I was crazy. Because I'm like, everyone's telling me I shouldn't be feeling this, but I'm feeling it, so what is this? Like, I didn't even know what to do.
I know.
Pressure's normal. Here, I'm just gonna put this bracelet on you. You, mama, and baby are all gonna match.
Okay.
You guys are one unit. Now, pressure's normal. Just take slow, deep
You
breaths.
said a lot of pulling, a lot of pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pressure's super normal.
Okay. Okay. We got this. This is nothing to them. We go to years of school for it. Want me to hold you? What's going on? I'm here. I got you.
Just a lot of pressure, Sarah, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, someone can talk to her about it.
Lots of pressure, that is normal. Okay?
Pressure.
It's normal. It's not anything abnormal, okay?
If you feel there's something different, let them know. You gotta breathe through your nose. Breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, just like everything else you done today. All the hard work is gonna be done today. It's all gonna be done today. So quick. This is the fastest.
I'm so far gone. They're already doing it. Even after the first cut, I'm like, it's too late. I'm already here. They've already cut me open. And so there was no option for me except to just endure the pain and find a way to cope with it on my own. And so I'm doing my best. I'm trying to remember my breathing exercises, and nothing is working. I thought I was dying. I was so confused as to why, in a moment where I should have been completely numb, why I was still in so much pain. And I felt the whole thing. I was just bracing every single minute that was passing, and I remember just gripping on the sides of the table because you're in a T position and your arms are out, and so I'm gripping. I'm trying so hard to brace through the pain. And everyone's telling me, it's just pressure, Sarah, it's just pressure, like that's normal, it's normal. And so again, I just feel so crazy because I'm like, this is insane. Like what I'm feeling, I feel like I'm on fire. I remember I don't know, I think I lost control of my arms because it was just such an overwhelming feeling that I accidentally held onto and was gripping the leg of the surgeon in front of me. And she was like,
someone get her hand
yeah,
off
someone
me.
get her arm off me.
And Sarah's saying
And I was
sorry.
like, I was saying sorry. I was like, I'm
While
so sorry. I
screaming.
didn't know that I was doing that. I was just trying to survive. I felt how difficult it was for them to get Amari out. I knew they were struggling. And I remember feeling so frustrated, like, just get him out. Just get him out. Because I thought in my head, like, if I could just survive up until they get him out, then I'll be good. Maybe I'll feel a bit more relieved once he's out. And it'll be over once he's out. And that's all I was looking forward to. And we found out later on, they ended up trying to take him out by forceps, but forceps didn't work. And so they ended up moving on to the vacuum. And he's a bigger baby. He was close to 9 pounds. I have a pretty small frame. So trying to get a baby that size out of me, and like my pelvis wasn't working with them, and it was a struggle. And like Martin even remembers this, that while they were tugging to get him out, one of the doctors almost slipped. Like she lost control of her grip and almost slipped during my surgery.
It was her. She had a tool that she was like pulling or something, and it slipped. And you can just see there's like because she's small. She looks like she's standing on a stool.
Yeah.
Because I can look over. And I can see what they're doing, and yeah, she slipped. So the fact that they're pulling something that hard, that, I mean, this lady is probably, she's tiny, but still,
she was.
it's a human
shorter.
pulling something, right? And then the part where they were,
Sorry, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
The 30 minutes I was in there honestly felt like hours. I was like, it'll be over once he's out. Once he's out, it'll be over once they stitch me. So I was trying to really break down the entire procedure into these chunks of time. And so that's what really helped me. So I remember during the procedure, Martin's trying to talk to me. He's trying to calm me down. I can't hear anything. Everything is a blur around me. And I finally feel Amari is about to get taken out of my stomach. I remember there was one time where the anesthesiologist was looking at me and I said, can't you just put me to sleep? I don't remember if someone else came in and talked to him or what, but I was completely dismissed. He never even gave me a response, really. And so I was like, okay, this is it. He doesn't want to put me to sleep, so I just have to survive. And so finally Amari is out, and all the nurses are tending to him. Now I'm focused on, okay, let's just get through the stitching. I have no idea how they stitch your stomach, but for my idea, I was like, okay, they're gonna start from one side and finish all the way to the left. And so they were starting on one side and it was going slow, and they were trying to go all the way to the other side. And I remember them reaching the other side and I was in so much pain, and I got so mad that they went back to the other side and they were doing something here and then they would stitch the middle, and I was getting so mad because for me, I'm like,
Go left.
yeah, just right to left and then we're done. But they just kept going, and I really, at this point, I was like, I'm tapping out. I can't do it. And, like, by the grace of God, my nurse from the night before came in and was like, hi, Sarah, like, do you remember me? I'm here just to see how you're doing. Like, how are you doing? I'm like, I feel pain. I feel pain. And she's like, are you sure it's pain? It's not pressure? I'm like, it's pain. I'm in pain. And the anesthesiologist overhears my conversation with her and goes, put her to sleep.
Sarah bossed it out. That was the scariest thing of my life. Did amazing.
I went from a very chaotic, high stress, painful environment to now in this quiet recovery room. I just remember being so happy and so grateful that that whole moment was over. And all I wanted to know was where Amari was. I just didn't even have time to entertain the thought of what had happened in that room. Like, I was over it for the night. It wasn't until the next day where Martin and I really sat down and talked about everything with each other. We will share our experience in another video when we're mentally ready to.
Once we tell this story, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I'm a crybaby because I love the people who I love, but this is, I think if anybody went through this exact story, he'd probably say the same. And we'll try to go through his detail, like once we heal and once she heals from it. But every time we talk about it, we cry. She's alive. She's here. She's here. She's here. Baby's here. And we're good. That's all that matters. Bye, future Martin. Bye, future Sarah. Alright, bye.
I don't know how to end this video, so all I'm gonna do is show you guys the moments that I was able to share with Amari and with Martin when we did have our first moment of peace all together.
We'll make sure to take care of you. Okay? You're bruised up. You got already a swollen eye. Came out of the womb fighting.
35.5.
How tall was he again, sorry?
So he was 53.5, which
okay.
was 21 inches.
Okay. Yes, yes. I know. You'll feel better soon. Your mom really wants to see you.
No.
Okay? Love you.